There are an infinite number of ways for you to get scammed as a writer, and the big problem is you can't do this on your own. If you want to publish a professional product, you have to hand it off to somebody at some point. In this video, I'll teach you some best practices to avoid scams and protect your work so it doesn't get stolen. The first thing you need to do to keep yourself safe from scams is do everything within your power to create a paper trail. You're going to want to keep every outline, character sheet, and every single draft that you've edited, even if your story is 30 years old. If you can produce drafts of your story that are older than anything the person that stole it can produce, you're off to a good start. Also make sure to back up everything onto other drives so that if one fails, you still have multiple copies. Too many copies of important documents is not a bad thing, assuming they're all secure. Keep track of who you give access to your work and only give access to people you think you can trust. Your judgment is going to be wrong sometimes, but doing a simple step like that will at least lower the likelihood. For beta readers, for example, you're probably best off making sure that you know them in real life. A personal friend is much less likely to do something like that. If you're going the trad publishing route, which I don't recommend, only query agents that you know worked personally with books and authors that you like and respect. Don't be querying random people that you can't find any proof of their existence or something like that. Even then, it's difficult. An imprint of a Big Five company was just sued for allegedly copying a book that somebody submitted for a query. Be sure that this person is known and respected in the industry before you send any files. You're much less likely to have problems if the person's reputation is more valuable to them than your work is. If you're self-publishing, which is the route that I recommend, you're going to want to make sure that you have a beta reader, a copy editor, and a proofreader. When it comes to the beta read, I always have a personal friend do that. There's somebody that I know for sure would never steal from me. With the copy editor and proofreader, again, you're going to want to make sure that they've worked on books you know and respect and would like to emulate the quality of. And you're going to want to make sure that they've worked with authors that you know, or at least know of, that is. And just like with last time I said, the main thing is you want their reputation to be more valuable to them than your work is. There are several sites where you can look for professionals in the publishing industry. For example, Readsy and Upwork. If you work with any sort of company, again, make sure that they're well known and well respected. There are also entities like the Alliance for Independent Authors, also known as ALLI, that actively look out for scams and help try to warn people and protect you. And other than them, Google or something like that, check what you're getting into before you get into it. Make sure you vet the process. Now, make sure you never ever sign with a publishing company that wants you to give them money to publish your book. A publishing company is supposed to pay for all the editing, the cover, and all the other publishing related expenses. And they're actually supposed to give you money up front because you're the one bringing them the work. There is value in that in and of itself. You are partnering with them, and if they're expecting to do their job right, they are expecting to make money even if you don't pay them. Even if you do make the mistake of publishing with a company that wants you to pay them, which you should not, make sure that you never, ever, under any circumstances, sign away your intellectual property rights. Intellectual property is probably the most valuable thing in the world. Star Wars got sold for billions of dollars. Marvel too. It just absolutely infinite money with stuff like that. Your intellectual property has no upper limit on what it can pull in. And you might even think, hey, I'm not Marvel, I'm not literally dozens of writers. Harry Potter was written by one person, and that one person has become a billionaire. The only thing you should even remotely consider signing away is distribution rights. I don't recommend you do that though. And even if you do, make sure you limit the scope as much as possible. Again, I think you should self-publish. I think you should retain all rights, and I don't think you should sign any of it away. But if you do, never with a company that wants you to pay them, and never, ever, ever with a company that wants your IP, which is intellectual property. Again, I super don't recommend that you work with any sort of publisher. I recommend that you self-publish. A lot of people are worried and feel like it would be running a business, and it should be. You should take it very seriously, and you should treat yourself like a business owner. But even if you're not willing to put that much work in, I still think that publishing it yourself provides way more value than anything an actual company is providing. After your book is edited and has become a finished product that won't be changed, that's when you copyright it. If you change it up too much, it will most likely void the copyright. Apparently, there's a little bit of gray area where you can change it a tiny bit. I wouldn't change a single word after copywriting it personally, just to make sure that I'm covered. And I would not submit it to any sort of writing contest or awards for any reason until it's copyrighted and has a copyright page in it. Now, only after the copywriting, and you have that copyright page at the start to declare your copyright, are you able to, or should you, put it out to the general public or to non-essential author services to be seen. If something doesn't feel right or seems too good to be true, make sure to trust your opinion and your gut feeling. And if things aren't clear for you, odds are maybe you'll want to have a consultation with a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, I just know some general stuff. You can consult with Ally too, the Alliance of Independent Authors. Just, this is for educational purposes. All the info I've given you will help you avoid scams. I'm not guaranteeing any results. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below.